all love our kids tremendously, right? We all love our kids. And what I'd like you to understand initially is that loving your kids is the start of all of it, but you don't want to have loving your kids hijack your being a good parent. And what I often hear when I am out lecturing and talking and some of the emails and stuff that come back on the book, they say, well, you know, we love our kids. How in the world could you not? This is all about love. And we want to be best friends with our kids. The book is very serious about that comment. I've always said to many people, as tough as it is to hear, that if you are and want to be best friends with your kids, you are allowing your love for your kids to hijack your good parenting skills. Because you are superior in knowledge to your kids. You will outwit them every time when they're young. You are not a best friend equal. They need to have best friends that teach them and keep them on the same plane that they're at in their life so that they really can learn from a best friend. For you to be in there acting like your best friends oftentimes is a real surrogate for you reliving your life through somebody that can help you see things and enjoy things that maybe you didn't get to do the first time. And so oftentimes you see that love being hijacked and parents that just want to be buddies with their kids. Time to pick on Russell. So chapter 1 talks about one of the events that occurred with Russell. And again, please understand, look here, not at Russell, because the fault comes right here. The fault is right here. I take this. There's no way that Russell could be held responsible for this, but he was the youngest of the 3 boys. The third through college, 4 years behind the last. And the process with Russell was, your other brothers did really well. We expect you to do the same. Go do your thing. And off he went to Pepperdine, and he was a great student, brilliant student, everything good. But we were lazy then. We were a little bit lazier. And so we did something we didn't do with the other boys, and that's called a credit card. Here. In case of emergencies only. With no definition for emergencies only. I mean, that's a little scary. And, it really was something that I thought, he would naturally know how to take it, take heed of and put nothing on there unless basically you were bleeding. And I knew that through the whole time he wasn't bleeding, but ultimately, as you'll read in the book, and I won't go through all of that, but Russell wound up being up in school, and the thing that finally broke my back was when he called me and I saw a charge on there for a cappuccino maker for $500. And the cappuccino maker was bought at Starbucks. So for a dad that really, is bargain hunting, a dad that really loves to hunt for things, make sure I get a good deal, Starbucks is the last place I'm going to buy any piece of equipment. It's never going to happen. But Russell did. And when I called him, I said, Russ, what in the world were you thinking? Please, what were you thinking? $500, cappuccino maker. I'm losing my mind talking to you at the thought that you're somehow not seeing the nuts of this situation. And he said, Dad, calm down. Just let me explain what the situation looks like. As if I had it all wrong, right? And of course, here's where the parents begin to become subordinate to the wit of the kids. And he said, I've done the math. And I said, what in the world does the math mean? He said, well, actually, I was stopping by Starbucks not once a day, but twice a day. And I had friends that would come with me, and I'm a generous guy. So I'd like to treat them once in a while, and so I'm seeing all this Starbucks charge, and that had been an ongoing problem. And once in a while he's hungry, and even though he had a meal plan that I was paying for, Starbucks has got a nice little thing, for $4 or $5 you can get something about that big, that helps tide you over for 20 minutes. And so he said, I've done this, I bought the cappuccino maker, and I can tell you right now that given the cost of the stuff that needs to be put in the cappuccino maker and whatnot, the cappuccino maker, that I've worked this out to 42 cents a cup. And how can you argue with 42 cents a cup versus $4 or $5 for Starbucks latte? And I've amortized this, and within a period of probably 3 or 4 months, you will have your investment back. of the $500. It'll actually pay for your investment. And I literally had to hang up the phone because the word investment made me so angry. I was so mad when I heard that word because it was just like, oh my God, you know, an investment. This is exactly what I did when I sent my son to college, is invest in teaching, you know, try to invest in coffee. It made me absolutely crazy. But in any event, you know, that brought up another really interesting issue, is that I went to his mom and I said, can you believe what he's done? I mean, what did he do? Look, well, he bought a cappuccino maker and he says it's a good investment. She says, sounds like it is. Right? Sounds like it is. War at home. War at home. And that's another interesting thing about entitlement, is that it polarizes parents. Parents oftentimes wind up being the good guy and the bad guy. It's not always the dad and it's not always the mom. Sometimes the mom is tough, sometimes the dad is tough. But you wind up having this polarization where they go to opposite ends. And you'll find that as you pull a little bit more to be conservative, even though mom or dad, the other side, would have been a little bit closer to you initially, they're going to pull back away because you're pulling back away. And so first thing you know, instead of being close and discussing the issue, you know, she's back like, why didn't you think to buy him the cappuccino maker? And I'm like trying to get him to take it back. So I quietly called him on the phone and I said, if it's not taken back, and I don't see a credit on the cappuccino maker, I'm going to come up and I'm going to break it. And it's going to be worth the $500 for me to break it. So he took it back and it went back to school. And that was a minor story, but it really did play out for him.